Welcome back, everybody, to the long, strange journey. Per usual, I missed a day because I was busy. But we're back again, potentially from outer space. I don't know. I think we're on episode 16. I have been playing an astronomically high amount of games now outside of recording because we're coming towards the end of the month. I'd like to attempt once again to get to Legend, but I also don't want to cram in a bajillion games in the last 36 hours, which is what I did last season, and I didn't get there. So, unfortunately, I have had nothing but bad luck as far as wins, so we haven't really gotten anywhere. The highest I got, I think, was Diamond 7, and then I lost like 5 or 6 games in a row, and it wasn't a good time. It wasn't a good time, so we're going to try this morning. See what we can do really quick. Once again, in the Great White North here, it is freezing cold. I think the readout says -5 right now, but that's more like -15 with the wind chill and all that jazz. So look at that Garrosh. That's really cool. That's the Garrosh from Shadowlands, right? Let's see here. That storyline, I was so hoping that they would bring back Garrosh, like fully bring him back, but they decided to not go that direction. And you know what? Good on them, because I feel like, despite the fact that that cinematic ending of Garrosh was really, really bad, it wasn't a bad cinematic, it just was animated poorly, in my opinion. I'm happy that they've decided to move on from some characters, instead of like doing the Illidan Stormrage thing and bringing them back forever and ever and ever and ever, that kind of thing. Because that's definitely like what they did with a lot of the characters. It's just recycle, reuse kind of thing. So the fact that they finally actually concluded several people's storylines in Shadowlands was probably one of the only good things about that, so, Control Warrior. It's fascinating. Let's see here. Oh no, it's Iliax. That's not very good for me. Yeah, this is just, I think it's just Dragon Control Warrior. Which I think I appreciate facing off against this archetype versus most of the other warrior archetypes, because like Quest Warrior, it just sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it's just not great. So, oh, Hagatha's nice. So let me see. I could hopefully I get a Frosty Decor. Oh, thank God. Yeah. Getting 2 Wish Upon a Stars isn't a bad thing, but the curve is really bad, so it ends up not being that great. Ooh, this is something I just added to the deck. Unfortunately, I drew it at not a great time. So, yeah. Let's just go ahead and do this. And then maybe we'll get lucky and get a Taunt Totem. That'd be kind of nice. Oh, yeah. Hopefully he doesn't have a... I mean, if he wastes a removal spell on a totem, I mean, that is a choice. I'll tell him that much. I might sneeze. I apologize. Excuse me. Good gravy.
Looks like we've got a fight for the ages.
Oh, I love this card, by the way. What did I get? Oh, that's really bad for me. Not a huge fan of that weapon. I'm guessing he's going to keep what he's got. Well, while he's, yeah, what did he get? He gets a coin. Oh, no, he gets a pirate. Oh, boy. Also, I have to marvel at the fact that you can target elusive creatures with locations seems interestingly weird to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Is this 4? 3. Wait, why does it say 4? Okay. Oh, that's right, I have my own weapon. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And just try to stay alive here. Hold out for the Ziliax. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at that. That was crazy for a sec. My text was glitching out. Next turn, I'll probably try to play another Frosty Decor. Or I could play Fairy Tale Forest and try and draw another Battle Cry. We'll see what happens here. He's kind of taking his time. Oh, it's fine. Excuse me. Yeah, so today it's extremely cold, like I mentioned earlier. The end of this week, I mean, I know it's only Tuesday, but the end of this week, it's supposed to drop into the negative 40s. Somewhere in the negative 40 to negative 50 here where I live. Which is insanely cold, by the way. Insanely cold. So, that is definitely... That's a hard one to deal with, I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time when it's negative, like, you know, negative 5, negative 10, negative 12, negative 15, whatever, I'm much less concerned about, let's go ahead and do that. Much less concerned about my shop being open. But when it's negative 20 below or lower than that, it's impossible to keep the shop warm. So I don't know that we'll be open. I'll probably try and set the heat to something manageable so the pipes don't explode. But yeah, we might be closed those days because that's just way too cold, you know. And then I might, you know, have some free time on those 2 days if I'm not working, you know. Also, I'm not going to lie. Having a 6/9 that costs 4 with elusive is absolutely insane. Like, that is an insane prospect to me. Because now at this point, like, what am I supposed to do? I can sort of clear his board partially. But man, yeah, I'm gonna be near death by the end of next turn, so let's just go like that. And we'll go like that. And we'll go like that. And then again, once again, pray for a taunt totem. Nope, not this time. So he's gonna deal 7 to me. If I can hold out till Ziliax, that should be fine. But this is bad for me because I've had to do removal to stay alive, so I can't play my Wish Upon a Star cards, you know, to pump up my Ziliax. So I'm only gonna gain maximum of 12 health right off the rip. And like I said, he might kill me before that, so... It ain't looking too hot for your homeboy. But if he can't kill me next turn, I can stay alive and we can keep going. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities for a warrior to deal 4 extra damage in a turn, depending on what he's got. And most of the time when people go to attack, they go for the kill. Okay. Oh, is he 1 damage short? Oh my gosh. Please be super lucky. Nope. GG. Yeah, what a bad turn of events that was. Oh, except he's gonna be that guy, huh? Okay, you just couldn't finish me off. All right, well, GG. Yeah, like I said, kind of a long streak of bad luck here. I have not won a lot of games in Diamond this season. I'm gonna try my best. You know, I tried to give myself a lot more time to hash through Diamond this month instead of just cramming it at the very end here, but we'll see if it even ends up mattering. You know, I'm trying my best to get as many games in per day without skipping out on my other responsibilities. So the long strange journey road to legend obviously is this concept that I came up with to get to legend, which is something I'd never done before in almost any game ever, is to get to the highest rank possible in a ranked situation. And I did it for 3 months straight. I got to legend in my first 3 seasons of doing this. And season 4 just couldn't pull it off. You know, I tried super hard at the end. And season 5, you know, obviously I'm trying, but it might end up being one of those things where we we go on this journey together to try and get to legend, and sometimes you just don't get there. You know, sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes luck is not on our side, and that's fine. That's just the way life is sometimes. So, but I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks so much for watching. Come back tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have another recording to continue on our long, strange journey. Let's see if I can get better at keeping up on this. So, see you all tomorrow.